As a forex trader, something which you should be able to familiarize yourself very well with is what we call currencies. So on today's videos, we're going to be talking everything about currencies, what you understand about currencies, and how you can be able to implement it in your trading. Because no matter what you do, no matter your experience in forex, everything you're going to be talking about: currency rate, currency pairs, currency exchanges, major currencies. So the most important thing for you to understand when it comes to forex trading as a beginner is what they call currencies, because currency is like the heart of trading. All right, currencies are like the heart of trading. You can't talk about forex trading without talking about forex currencies. So on today's second video, which is FX102, the second video on this particular series, we shall be talking about everything about currencies and what you are supposed to do or what you are supposed to know about currencies. All right, so let's see what we have. On our table of content today. So what we shall be covering what is a currency pair, because remember on our last video we did spoke about the currencies. So we have currencies and we have currency pairs. So on today's video we shall be concentrating more on currency pair. We shall talk about what a currency pair structure or currency pair anatomy. We shall talk about major currency pairs, what are currency crosses, which currency pair you should trade, and what are exotic currency pair. So these are the main points we are going to cover on today's video. At the end of the video, you should be able to ask yourself if you understand what is a currency, what is a currency pair, currency pair structure, the structure of a currency pair. You should be able to understand what are major currency pairs, because in forex trading you should only be concentrating on major currency pair. You should also be able to understand which currency pair to trade, and you should also understand what are exotic currency pair, because in forex trading, if you make a mistake and you trade an exotic currency pair, you're going to be able to blow your entire account. So with that being said, let's go into what is a currency pair. If you can check on my screen, we have an example of a currency pair. So a currency pair, just as the name goes, is a combination of two different currencies. So a currency pair is just a combination of two different currencies. If you can check on my screen, we have an example of Euro USD, all right? So we have Euro USD. So this is a currency pair, and we call it a currency pair because you can see this is, let me change the color for this one. You can see this is currency number 1 and currency number 2, because these are two different currencies. This is currency number 1 and currency number 2. That's why we call them a currency. That's why we call it a currency pair. All right. So that's a currency pair in forex. And in forex, the reason why you see it like in a balance, because you can see something like a balance here. Let me bring back our color. So you can see something like a balance here, because the exchange rate between currencies is always the balance between the first and the second currency, or always the balance between the base and the quoted currency. So we shall be going more into the base and the quoted currency on our subsequent slices. But on this one, the most important thing you just have to understand is that forex is traded in terms of pairs. Currencies are traded in forex in terms of pairs. And an example of a currency pair is what we have on the board, which is Euro USD. We can also have Great Britain pound USD. So those are currency pairs. Now we are joining two different currencies. All right. So let's see what we have. So currency pairs structure. So if I ask you, okay, remember on our previous video we spoke of currencies, and we also spoke of a currency structure, which we did mention that, okay, if you have something like the US dollar, the structure of that particular currency, the first two letters you have stands for the country. All right, and the last letter stands for the currency of that particular country. So the first two letters of any particular currency stands for the country, and the last letter stands for the currency of that particular country. For example, if I take Great Britain pound USD, all right, USD, first two letters of this particular, let me just check Great Britain pound. First two letters stands for Great Britain, and the last letter stands for the pound, which is the currency of Great Britain. All right. So those are the main points which we covered on the last video. But on today, instead of talking about a currency structure, we are talking about a currency pair structure. So for example, here we have a currency. This is the United States dollar, which is a currency. But now, if you check on this other side, we have a currency pair. All right, here we have a currency pair, because here we have the United States dollar, which is just a currency. That's a dollar, which is a currency. But now, instead of having just the United States dollar as our currency, we have Euro USD. All right, we have Euro USD. We have Euro here. We have Euro, and we also have USD. So we have two different currencies on this particular currency pair, and that's what we are able to trade in Forex. If you open your MT4 or your MT5, you're going to be able to see something like this. You see something like this where you have the currency, which is Euro USD or Great Britain pound USD or USD Japanese yen, and also here you have what they call you have the first price. You have something here. You have a first price here and a second price here. So the first price you have here is what they call the bid price. It's what they call the bid. The bid, that means the price you are ready to sell that particular currency. So it's called the bid price, all right? The bid price. And what you have here is what they call the ask price, or the price you are ready to buy that particular currency pair. Because in Forex, if you buy a particular currency, in a particular currency pair, if you buy a particular currency, you automatically sell the other currency. All right, and if you sell a particular currency, you automatically buy the other one. So it is a balance. It is a balance. If you move into a bank with your, let me just say, with your local currency, and you want the United States dollar, you are selling your local currency to buy the foreign currency. So there's no unidirectional. There's no unidirectional transaction in Forex. Immediately you sell a currency in Forex, you automatically buy another currency. That's why here we have this rate. So we're going to be able to go more into this in a subsequent video to come. So in any particular currency pair, let's take this one for an example. The first currency pair is what we call the base currency. All right, it's what we call the base currency, and the secondary pair on the list is what they call the quoted or the secondary currency. All right, so let's take another example. Let's take Great Britain pound USD. So the first currency, this first currency is what they call the base currency, and this one the USD. This one stands for the base currency, and the United States dollar stands for the quoted quote currency. All right, so that's a currency pair structure. The first currency on any particular currency pair stands for the base currency, and the second currency on any particular currency pair stands for the quoted or the secondary currency. And the difference between the bid and the ask price of any particular currency is what we call the spread of that particular currency pair. So we're going to be talking more about spread and lot and stuff there on our subsequent video. But what I just want you to understand today is a difference between a currency and a difference between a currency pair, and also a difference between the currency structure and the difference between a currency pair structure. What we've just explained here is a currency pair structure, where the first currency is the base currency, second currency is a quoted currency, and immediately once you buy the base currency, you automatically sell the quoted currency, or you automatically sell the secondary currency. All right. So let's talk about major currencies. In Forex, we have more than 200 currencies. But it will be useless, or it will make no sense if you have to trade all those currencies. That's why we've been able to come out with major currency pair. So a major currency pair is any currency, because remember, the United States dollar was considered like the universal, was once considered like the United States, like the universal currency, right? So the United States dollar was once considered like the universal currency. So since it was considered like the universal currency, any currency pair that has the United States dollar combined with that particular currency pair was classified as a major currency. So that's why we say a major currency pair is a currency pair that has the United States dollar as one of the currency. So it can either be the base or the quoted currency, it doesn't matter. But so long as it has the United States dollar as one of the currencies in the currency pair, we call it the major currency pairs. All right. For example, we have Euro USD. You can see it has USD. We have Great Britain Pound USD. You can see it has USD. We have USD Japanese Yen. You can see it has USD. We have USD CHF, USD CAD, AUD USD. So you can see all of these currency pairs. Each currency pair you have here must have United States dollar as one of the currency for you to be able to call it a major currency. All right. If it doesn't have United States dollar as one of the currency, then you can't call this a major currency pair. So if you hear somebody saying, okay, today I'm going to be trading all the major currency pairs, it means the person wants to be trading all the currency pairs that have the United States dollar as one of the currencies. So now we've spoken about major currency pair. Let's talk about currency crosses or cross currency pairs. So cross currency pairs are other currency pairs which don't have the United States dollar as one of the currencies. So they are still very liquid. The reason why we trade cross currency pairs is because these currency pairs are still very liquid, but they don't have the United States dollar as one of the currency in the currency pair. All right. I hope that makes sense. So the cross currency pairs are very liquid, but they don't have the United States dollar as one of the currency in a currency pair. That's why we call them currency crosses or cross currency pair. So for example, you can see if we come here, you see we have Euro Great Britain Pound. This is a very good currency. It's very liquid. You can make a lot of money from this currency. You have Euro CHF, Euro CAD, Euro AUD, Euro NZD, Great Britain Pound CAD. So these are all different currencies that you can trade. When you open your MT4, you can trade all these currencies. Even right coming to Australian dollar CHS, Australian dollar NZD. So all these currencies are other other currency pairs which are very liquid and you can trade them. So the only difference between cross currency pairs and major currency pairs must have the United States dollar as one of the currencies in the currency pair, while cross currency pairs are still very liquid currency pairs, but they don't have the United States dollar as one of the currencies in the currency pair. From cross currency pairs, let's go to exotic currency pairs. So what are exotic currency pairs? We started with major currency pair. A major currency pair is any currency pair which has the United States dollar as one of the currencies in the currency pair. All right. A cross currency pair or currency crosses is a currency pair that is a currency pair which is a liquid pair but doesn't have the United States dollar as one of the currency. But now an exotic currency pair is totally different. An exotic currency pair is a currency pair which has one of the currency as a major currency. In Forex, we already spoke in our last lesson, we already spoke about major currencies, which are the United States dollar, the euro, the pound, the Australian dollar, the Canadian dollar. So we have 8 major currencies. And an exotic currency pair is a combination of one major currency and another currency from an emerging economy. An emerging economy is also known as a developed economy. That means like third world countries. So you have one currency from a developed country and you have another currency from a developed country. You have one currency from a developed country and you have another currency from an underdeveloped or from an emerging country to make it that particular currency pair. So for example, let's just see here we have the United States dollar versus Mexican peso. The United States dollar is considered as a major currency. All right. So you tick that, and the Mexican peso is considered as an emerging currency. It's considered as an emerging currency. So we also tick that. So now the United States dollar and Mexican peso becomes what we call an exotic currency pair. So because the first currency pair is a major currency and the second currency pair is an emerging currency. Let's take the second example. Let's take Let's take the United States dollar and the South African rand. South African rand. So the first currency is a major currency, and the second currency is an emerging currency, or a currency from a developed country. So let's take the last example we have here, Euro and Singapore dollar. Euro and Singapore dollar, let's write it. Euro is like this. Euro and Singapore dollar. The first currency here is a major currency, all right? The first currency is a major currency, and the second currency is an emerging currency. So you tick, and it makes an exotic currency. All right, so that is what we call an exotic currency. So today we've spoken about major currency, currency crosses, and exotic currency. So with that being said, we've come to the end of this particular video. So go again through the video and make sure you understand these steps, and also make sure you subscribe to the channel so that you can be able to follow us to the end. You can be able to follow other steps, and also please leave a thumb up on this video. The more thumb ups we have on this video, it means many people are going to be able to follow the course, which is totally for free, and at least you'll be helping me to spread the good news. So leave a thumb up on the video, and if you are watching my content and you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button below. Hit that subscribe button below so that you can always stay informed once I come up with content like this. With that being said, guys, please follow the playlist. You can follow the playlist of this particular course so that you can be able to follow everything on that playlist from the first course to the last course. So with that being said, I'm going to be able to see you guys on the next video. Peace.